to Versus Character Cards.
What's up and welcome to Versus Character Cards, the Versus show without the verses. In this show, instead of analyzing two combatants and determining who wins in a fight to the death via research, we are only covering one character at a time, just cataloging who they are and what they can do. And that way you can study this video as a basis for research in your own show, kind of like a versus cheat sheet or respect thread in video form. And be sure to stay tuned until after the video so you can see who we're covering next. But for today, it's Po from DreamWorks Kung Fu Panda. In complete contrast to the extremely grounded character of Negan that we covered last time, we're now going to cover one of the most powerful characters we're ever going to talk about on this show. Yeah, I may not be able to see you, but I can feel all of your eyebrows raising. Just wait, you'll see. Now let's begin. Raised in a noodle shop, never seeking glory or fame, he climbed the mountaintop and earned the Dragon Warrior name, Ya Kung Fu Panda. Okay, but in all seriousness, that's actually pretty much it. Po wasn't exactly the most extraordinary person. He worked in his dad's noodle shop, and he was merely a fan of Kung Fu. The most he wanted to do was participate in it. But one day when he climbed up to the Jade Palace so he could observe who would become the legendary Dragon Warrior, he found out that it was actually him. Of course, at first, no one actually had faith in him, not even himself, but eventually, despite his struggles, he was able to pull through and fulfill his destiny. Master Shifu saw the warrior blossom and master the skills of Bodacious and Awesome. Okay, enough theme song. But now that Po has become the legendary Dragon Warrior that he was always meant to be, he now lives and trains and fights with the Furious Five to protect the Valley of Peace as well as the rest of China. And he definitely has the abilities and arsenal to do so let's dive into those. Now, as the title Kung Fu Panda implies, he definitely is a Kung Fu Panda, using his signature bear style. He's able to smother his opponents by lumbering over them with his large figure. He hits them hard with his gigantic arms and is able to take attacks pretty well with his large belly. Thanks to his thick skin and fur, he's pretty much immune to nerve attacks while having some of his own with the Chow Wa Punch Kick. He also has his trademark feat of fury and his most powerful physical attack, the Whooshy Finger Hold. By grabbing his foe's index finger and flexing his own pinky, he's able to perform an instant kill move, sending them to the spirit realm. But as you can imagine, that would be difficult in the heat of combat as he'd have to get up close. Thankfully though, Po has plenty of ranged attacks. There's the Fluttering Finger Mind Slip. One wave of his hands can wipe his opponent's memory, either their short-term memory or their entire identity, giving them amnesia. Then there's the Golden Lotus Clap, which he can use to permanently blind his opponents until the clap is performed again. There's the Thundering Wing Hammer, which is basically just a green Hadouken. There's the Mongolian Fireball, which behaves like a black hole and sucks up anything nearby. And he can even deflect projectile and other non-physical attacks with his inner peace. But it continues. Po is also a master of Chi, the energy within him and everything around him. Basically like chakra in Naruto or ki in Dragon Ball. With Chi, Po can heal himself or others or breathe life into the environment around him. He can take the chi of others or even give it to them. Sometimes he can even give a bit too much to where their body can't handle it. He sure has a lot of insta-kill moves for a family-friendly animated character. But his chi and spirit realm powers get a bit more crazy. You see, there was another Kung Fu Panda series you probably haven't heard about called Paws of Destiny. And it's there where things get cranked up to 11. You'll see in the feats section. As for abilities, Chi can also grant the user to shoot beams of energy, or use telekinesis. Po can even transport himself to the spirit realm and back a lot easier than he could before in Kung Fu Panda 3. And if Po were to ever get his chi taken away, he could just transform into this legendary dragon form, which would get it all back, like a failsafe or something. This panda is just stacked with power, and not just in abilities, with his strength, speed, and durability too. Let's skim through a couple examples real quick. Po was able to defeat Tai Lung, whose own chi was able to reach across the entire Valley of Peace. Town level feat, pretty good, pretty good. He was able to redirect cannonballs that could destroy entire ships, building level maybe, and supersonic, good, good. He survived getting punched through this gigantic rock formation so hard it shattered, let's say that would be around City Block, it looks like. He ran so fast that he caught people's hands on fire, that requires Mach 5, hypersonic, not bad. He can scale the Tigress, who can smash through boulders, yada yada yada. None of this matters. It's so small compared to what he can actually do. The ominous beginning of this video as well as the title were made for a reason, so let's dive in. In that Paws of Destiny series I mentioned earlier, some crazy stuff happens. When Poe's students get trapped in the Spirit Realm, one of the 4 constellations there confirms that in order to escape the Spirit Realm, you need to have greater power than the Spirit Realm. And as we all know, Poe can travel to it and from it with absolute ease, and even defeat Jin Dao, who could tear holes through it. And when you consider the fact that everyone in the Spirit Realm can have their own realm, a realm of realms, Poe is bordering on multiversal levels of power. And not only that, since Poe can travel across these realms with complete ease as well as the space in between them, he pretty much has immeasurable or infinite speed. And these all happen consistently throughout the series. Yeah, you should go check that out. With a franchise big enough to have 3 movies and 2 series with multiple seasons each, you gotta expect some crazy things, but Poe took it to the next level. Be sure to keep an eye on the legendary Dragon Warrior.
Legends of awesomeness. Sweet.
Time for the conclusion segment. In conclusion, the title of this video is correct. Poe is crazily OP, or ridiculously OP, whatever adjective I put before OP. There are just so many things I find entertaining about this. The fact that he's likely DreamWorks' most powerful character, the fact that he's one of the strongest characters in fiction now, like it's not even a meme like Ultra Instinct Shaggy, it's just facts. And especially the fact that after Kung Fu Panda 3, he went from maybe being able to take on Street Fighter's Ryu to absolutely dominating Dragon Ball's Whis. Kung Fu Panda is a movie about not judging a book by its cover, and man does Poe embody that in verses as well. I have no idea what good matchups Poe could have now because I'm not too knowledgeable about other characters on this level of power, but if you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section below. Now let's see who's next.
Next time on Versus Character Cards, it's Makunochi Ippo from Hajime no Ippo.